Guys, today we are on the Pioneer map, and today we are starting a series that we are going to start our own town, our own farm, everything that we need to do to live out here in the Pioneer Forest. Couple ground rules: we are not going to be cutting trees for money. We have started off with $5 million. That seems like a ton of money, but it's really not. It's going to go very fast. We have to start our own farm, and then we have to start our own town. So $5 million should be going to things that we can build, aka a farm, so that we can generate some income eventually here, because we're going to run out of money. As crazy as it sounds, $5 million goes fast. We're going to harvest these trees. These all have to get out of the way so that we can mow the lawn, make some silage, and that will eventually have us be able to bring cows onto the property. That will help us with some food and things of that nature. So let's get all these crossed out of here first. All right, all done with the trees being cut out. We'll drop that over there by the road so that we do not lose track of this. And we'll get the mower and start mowing this whole field. Now we'll make a nice perimeter around this entire field, and then pick up this grass and make silage out of it so that we can give it to our cows that we will eventually spend money on and get on farm. So the ultimate goal here is to build a farm first. That way we can generate some food, and then we can start having some people come out and live around the farm. That will generate a town that will hopefully promote growth, and then more people will come to the town, and hopefully it will be thriving. At least that's the mission anyway. All right, getting done with the mowing, and you can see the size field we have. This will be the size of the farm, basically. Just my idea is to have a road running through it, so people have to go by the farm. But a fairly good size. We'll finish this last strip up and then go get the windrower. Got the windrower, and I wanted to say, look at this road, all these potholes and stuff, because we're obviously out in the middle of nowhere. I would like to fix this. My tractor would love me to fix this. Now we'll get this road up in, ready to go and get ready to get baled. And we've got a good amount of silage bales here waiting to be made, so I'm really excited about that because we'll be able to feed our cows immediately. All right, the windrower is already done its job. We've got all these rows ready to be baled up. Now we got to go get a baler. And I get it's going to feel like this for a long time, I think, in this series, but it feels like all we're doing is spending money. I'm getting the biggest things we can so we don't have to keep coming back. And honestly, I just want to grow into these things because I think it's going to happen fairly quickly, especially when we have the money to do that right now and we can afford to get things done faster. So why not? And this baler is really heavy to be pulling through here, and especially through the water. We did make it somehow. But we're going to get these baled up, and then we'll wrap them up, and then we'll put them away and store them for silage until our cows are here. Okay, I promise you this is not a John Deere versus Case thing. It was just that the tractor that I had before had a little bit of trouble pulling this baler around. So I went up and got another one. I didn't sell the other one, and we now have two tractors. I got this Case. That way we can pull this baler around. It's a lot bigger tractor, so this will come in handy in the future. Okay, it's now a few hours later, and we've got the baling done. Everything is good to go, and we will now get the wrapper so that we can start making this ferment into silage. Back in town, and we just got a bale wrapper. And I don't know if it's the biggest one or the smallest one. I made a mistake in a previous series by talking about a fertilizer spreader being the smallest, and of course it was the biggest one, so I lie. I don't know what size this is. I believe it's towards the smaller end. And now we'll get these bales baled up. I'm guessing anywhere from 30 to 40 bales of silage is what we will end up with after we are all said and done here, which is a pretty good yield considering the size field we've got and that it's untreated, just kind of meadow grass or whatever you'd call it. And that's where we're going to leave the video. Like and subscribe if you like more and want more of this content. And until then, I'm going to fling this bale. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pioneer map here on the herd. We are in the middle of the woods as always, and we are driving to the store right now. I'm going to get a bale wrapper. We've got a lot of bales, if you remember from the last episode. And we can start wrapping those so that we can eventually give them to our cows that we are eventually going to get. A lot of setting up right now. And to the store where we have our bale wrapper. Going to hook up to this and, of course, go back, wrap some bales, and get started. Today, I hope that we're able to build the farm a little bit, at least. We're looking at a patch of grass right now, and we could get some buildings here today and make sure that everything is good. Want to make sure that this is a little bit faster in pace, as you can tell by the editing. And through the creek. I love that drive into this area right here, which is why we started here, I think. And we're going to wrap these bales. As I said, they're for the cows that we will eventually have here. Hopefully today. Hopefully we can get that down, but let's wrap these bales first. And now that took some time, but with all of that wrapping, we can now say we're done with it. Let's just make sure. Yes. Now we're going to go get a bale collector. Collect all these bales and probably just stack them in a neat pile somewhere over here on this field, because we're gonna want to leave some room so that we're able to build. So let me go get a bale collector now and we'll figure all that out. And back at the store, we're gonna grab this bale collector here. It's $90,000. We're still sitting good in the financial department. We have $4.1 million left. And we're not going to lease anything. We want to buy this stuff because we want to make sure that our town owns this outright so that we don't owe anybody and we don't have to keep paying on it. We're buying it when we have the money. I don't know if it's going to be a strategy that makes us go bankrupt quick or if it's going to pay off. That's why we play these games. We figure these out as we go along. And back at the farm, we are collecting these bales very fast. And this was a very good purchase. We're going to grab all these bales and then we are going to have a blank canvas, so to speak, to make our farm. We're going to do that as soon as we get these all stacked up. So let's get that done now. Now taking the second load over, and I think we have 3 or 4 bales left in the field, but this is how much we came up with just in this little bit of field. And remember, this was grass that was not treated. It was just in-game grass. So we're doing pretty good there. And once we start getting a farm on here, I think this land is going to be much more productive. And now we'll get this farm built. Okay, so our farm is built. We're also going to be using that as a municipal area for our town. The road on the right there was used for, or will be used for, residents and businesses. They will be able to get to our town, which will be further in the woods a little bit and a little bit away from the farming area. Also have multiple outlets and things like that. So that is the plan for now. Now back at the store, and I can't believe this is real, but we do not have a plow yet. So we're going to get a plow. We are going to plow up just a little bit of land over by the farm. We can use that to really put anything in there. but I want to plow that field up and get it close. Look out, cowboy. Now, after literally almost giving someone an uppercut with this plow, we are going to put it into our field. We are going to plow this little section up here so that we can start making some crops of some sort. I don't know. What should we grow here? Now, as we finish this field, I would say that this plot of land, I would say that this farm is pretty much going. We've got some greenhouses. We've got some cows that will be giving us milk. And now we've got a little spot here that we might, make some oat so that we could get some straw. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud here. Okay, now I can't really say that I've ever had these two things hooked up together, but we are going to bring the mower and we are going to bring the tree devourer. We're going to bring that over to the other section here that we're going to work on. Now we're going to clear some of these trees, and I can hear you already. You have 3.7 million, but you could probably have 8 if you cut and process these trees. Yeah, maybe, but that would be the wrong video. Now we're gonna get this tree cut out of here, and then if we don't run it over first, and then we are gonna grab the mower and we are gonna mow around here, get everything done like we did the last time. That will basically be the general process of creating areas that we're going to use. Now, this area right here that we're in, we are going to use this as residential area. We are going to make sure that we can get some houses here so people can live on the outskirts of town, and kind of a little bit towards, there's no highways, but the main road, I guess, if you will. And we're just going to cut around the perimeter here, give these people a little bit of space to roam. Obviously, this is not going to be one house. This is going to be multiple units of housing in here, most likely trailers, and we will be able to fit more people in that way in the beginning of our little venture here. All right, finishing up the mowing. Now what's next? It's the windrowing. We're going to roll this up into rows of the grass, and then I think we're going to pick it up and collect it as grass. Now we'll grab the windrower and I will drive over there just to show you how close this residential area, I guess, is going to be to our farm. This is the main road for our town that we're driving on right now. And now we're going to get all this done, collect it as grass. That way we have some stuff to give to our cows, or maybe sheep if we get them, who knows. And now finally we're done with the windrowing, so we've got this to look forward to next time. We're going to collect all this grass next time. But this time it was pretty good. We got our farm built. We got this second area ready to go, so that next time we'll be able to make a residential area. And that is all for right now. I hope to see you in episode 2. We're going to continue building this farm, continue building this town. And until then, take care of yourself. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the herd. This is the Pioneer, and where we left off last is we were cutting this grass over here for some residential area. And after the video, I had remembered we don't have a silo for grass or really anything. So we wanted to put a silo over here where all of our materials are going to be held. And we will get this universal one right here. We'll throw it right here, and now we will go collect grass. Our cow's running a little bit low on grass. We have grass in the silo, but there's never too much grass, especially when we're not cutting trees to make money. This can make us money, and we got to get it out of here anyway, because what are we going to do with it? We got to build here. And now it's full. We're going to take this back, and this will be many times that we do this, so we're going to have to at least draw up a road. I'm just trying to see first with this field, where do I go? How do I get to this silo? That's one route right there, but I don't think it's going to be available because of the residential area. Either way, I'm going to see which way I go, and then that's where I'm going to put the path. Now, finished with the grass collecting, and let's take a look at the greenhouses. It looks like they are producing, each one producing a different crop: strawberries, lettuce, and a little tomatoes. All right, we're done with this. On to the next task. Now, before we get any further, I want to extend this road out. Now, what we're going to do is, obviously, this is going to head to our residential area that we just mowed up. But beyond that, I want to try to make a little bit of a town so that people can go and buy goods and things like that, have a job, things of that nature. So let's try to get that done. Okay, next I want to put in a residential area. This is the spot that we just mowed up, and we want to give our people a place to live. What a concept. So what we're going to do is make this little trailer park here, a little design, very simple, but it'll give our people a place to live and to raise their families and become really a part of this town. Next, we're going to put in driveways, because who wants to park on grass? It just gets muddy and it gets dirty, and then your shoes are dirty. I don't know if these people care about that. But either way, we're going to give them a driveway at least. So let's do that real quick. And now, of course, everybody needs to get their bills. So let's build a little bit of a spot for them to get the mail. Yes, we get mail. It doesn't come by horse, but, well, it's not too far off. Now we're going to grab the mower. We are going to head on up to where we are going to build our first town, and we're going to repeat the process. But before we do that, I'm going to have to make the road. That way I know whereabouts we need to move trees, if we even have to move trees. I'm not sure. So let's go figure that out now. All right, so we'll take this road and we will extend it all the way out to here, and now we will begin cutting trees around and mowing. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take the trees that are closest to this road and we are going to destroy them, right? Because we want to be able to put businesses here, or roads, signage, things like that. So we are going to get this done, and then we are going to see what we have. All right, and we'll knock this last tree down, and then we should be able to get mowing. We've got a pretty good sized field here, and obviously we're going to have to cut down more trees. That's a given. But right now I think we can start with the mowing. Now, mowing this entire area is going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be worth it, because look at how big this area is exactly. Now, to the left of the road, we can still extend out that way. We're just going to focus on the right side of the road first. Past the right side here on the trees, and past those are a source of water. So we're going to want to build sort of close to there as well. But let's just see what our town comes to be. Right now, we have to get all of this brush out so that we can even start building. And now, just finished up with the mowing. Here's our last little strip. What we're going to do next is we're going to grab the tedder and we are going to flip all of this grass so that it can dry. Obviously, that is to make hay. That hay will be then used for our cows. So we're getting along here and building the farm quite well here, while also removing areas for us to build. Every now and then we take a minute to power wash our equipment, of course, so that we don't have to service it as quick, right? Let's just wash this off real quick and we'll get back into the work. On our way to the store in one of two towns. This is the biggest town so far. Hopefully what we're starting will eventually become the major town in this area, but until then we have to go over here to the store and pick up equipment. We're going to grab a tedder and we are going to ted that field up. That way we can make hay. So I got the tedder and we are going to ted this whole field up, and that's where we're going to leave this video. Like and subscribe if you like this, and we'll catch you next time. Guys, welcome back to the Herds Pioneer map, the Pioneer Challenge, I guess we can call this. And we're doing a lot of ambitious things over here. We're building farms, we're building towns, we're building trailer parks, we're doing all this stuff. On this map, we're going to try to get this town thriving, I guess, and at least working. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to recognize and thank all of both my existing day ones as well as the new subscribers that have been heading over to this channel. I appreciate all of you guys for checking this out. Now, if you remember the last time we left the video, we were tedding this very field. We are now going to collect it. Well, we're going to windrow it first and then collect it, obviously, and it will become hay for our cows and for a lot of different things that we have here planned on the farm. Now, just finishing up with the windrowing, we're going to obviously collect all this, put it in the silo, but goals for today, I think we could put a couple buildings down. I really do. We have some greenhouses that are flourishing over there, got some lettuce, got some strawberries, got some tomatoes that are ready to go, and these people will not move here if they have no food. So we have to get I guess a small grocery store going. That would probably be a good thing to get going. Maybe a bakery as well. But before we get into any of that, we have to collect all of this grass. Hay. It's hay. Okay, so we'll get all of this off the ground. It's going to take a little bit of time because we're going to have to make a couple trips up to the farm. But after that, then we will start working on getting some of these buildings placed. Now we're back up here at the farm. We're going to get this TMR mixer working, and then we are going to head over to the cows and give them some of this as well. This will fill up, and we have to get this working so that everything will run smoothly with the cows. Right now, everything not running super smoothly with the cows, but in time, we'll get it working. Over here at the cows, and we are feeding them hay. We are going to be in their good graces here. We've been giving them treats. They've been happy with that. They're probably happier with that than the hay. Either way, the hay is placed. And now we are taking back our last bin, and that feels great. We're done with this mission. It is on to the next. Now look, I went and bought this truck, okay? I needed it. We needed it. We needed to get all of these greenhouse things like the lettuce, the strawberries, the tomatoes. We needed to get them loaded up. We needed to get them out of the greenhouses and into the shelf stores that don't exist because we haven't built a grocery store yet. But we're getting to that. Let me just collect these first. Okay, all collected. Now let's put a bakery over here by the living space, right? Because that makes sense. People will want food. Be a couple jobs that would be put there as well. Let's get a little area here for the deliveries. We'll drive it out here too. Why not? All right, so bakery is set. And now our first delivery to the bakery. Wow, does that need a little bit of smoothing back here? But we'll get all of this unloaded and our people will be happy. And if we're going to have a bakery, we might as well have a grocery store. I know that I said I was going to focus on the right side of the road, but I think we're going to put this on this side. This bump out over here would give a nice way for a little service area behind there for trucks to make deliveries to a few rows of business or a few businesses in this row. I think would be great. So we'll do that. We'll get all of this road built so that it's off the main road, not affecting traffic. And now we will drive from the bakery past the residential area, and coming into what will eventually be our town is this grocery store. We're gonna have to put a couple, like a gate or something here so people know not to go this way. And this road will eventually extend out here as we get businesses that we can drive the road behind. So it'll all fill in. Now switching gears back to the farm, we are in town and we are going to purchase a cedar. No, we are not in any way going to plant a crop right now because we are not in the month for that. We can, however, plant oilseed radish. We're going to do that now because we have time, but also because it'll help us with our driving. And by that I mean we won't be driving through the fields so that we won't create bad habits. But most of it is just we have the time right now, so let's just do it. Guys, as you can tell, it's getting dark here, so this is where we're going to leave the video. If you haven't, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, really helps this video get out to more people. Until next episode, thanks a lot for watching. Guys, welcome back to the Pioneer series here on The Herd, where we are building a town. We built a farm already. We have a bakery, a grocery store, a trailer park for all of our people to live, and we have got area downtown cleared out. Now, today we are going to focus again a little bit on the farm. I've got the tree devourer, and we are going to devour some of these trees, okay? Now, finishing up with the trees, and I've got this big pasture over here. We are going to cut the grass, collect it like we always do, but we are going to make all of this over here a field. Sorry, it's not that exciting. We are going to make a field over here because the eventual goal is to get chickens, and when we get chickens, we'll get eggs for the bakery, so on and so forth, but food's expensive. So we are going to grow wheat here, and the overabundance of wheat that we hopefully have, we will use for other production spots as well. Now we'll get the plow out over here, and this is the size area that we're dealing with over here. It's a pretty good size field, so we're expecting to be able to feed our chickens, like I said, and also use this wheat for other production facilities that we are going to have here in town. Now, just finishing up with the plowing, and we are going to come over and just plant some oilseed radish in here. As I said in the last episode, we're not in the month where we can really do much, but we are going to at least kind of get this ground a little okay without spending too much money or thought on it. All right, back at the municipal farm here is, I guess, what we'll call this, the town's farm. We're going to grab this seeder and, like I said, put oilseed radish over here, just get it done with, let everything figure itself out so that we can continue expanding this town. All right, the seeding is done. We can forget about that for a while. We have other plans, and today we will be expanding both the farm and the town. Not really sure in terms of the town. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But for the farm, we want to build our chicken houses and we want to get our greenhouses in. We have a few more greenhouses to go, and we're going to put it over by where the other greenhouses are. We don't make a whole lot of sense here, but every now and then we get lucky. Now we're going to place these chickens over here. This chicken house will hold 720 chickens, which is far more than enough for us right now. We're going to clean this up, just give a little walk or a little trail here. Maybe just make it a little bit better. There we go, round them out. All right, now with the farming part done, we are going to focus on our town, and first we are going to focus on our citizens. They're going to have to walk down the road without dodging cars, right? Seems like a pretty good goal. So we are going to make a sidewalk here. That's a little big. I'll just widen the road a little bit, why not? Now, next to the grocery store, we are going to put a carpentry spot, and what we want to do here is basically give our people jobs. That way they can live in our town. This will help that out. There's a lot of people needed for this job or this business, and this will employ our people. And let me tell you something. If you do not have a pizza parlor, I am not going to live in your town, okay? And I know I'm not the only one here. So we are going to put a pizza parlor right over here by the bakery, right over here, more importantly, by where our people live. Now, right on to the next one. I told you we're moving fast today. We've got a lot of production to get done. We are going to put some greenhouses in here. That way we will be able to offer pumpkins, melons, things like that. Just gives a little bit more diversity to our town. Now we're going to grab the water tank and we are going to fill it with water. What a concept. We are then going to give our crops over there in our greenhouses some water. Please do not dive too deeply into the water. Now, with that warning at the forefront, we are going to leave it here. I'm going to give this water to these crops that desperately need it, and then we are going to be back next time. Guys, welcome back to episode 6 of the Pioneer series here on The Herd. We are immediately getting into the construction so that we can put a water distributor down here for all of these greenhouses. Thank you so much to Rambo Hacker Gaming for letting me know of this mod. I didn't even know of this, so thanks. Special shout out to you. And we are going to put this somewhere. Let's put it right here in front of this tree like that, and we're good to go. Now the water distributor is going to help us out because we're only going to have to fill up that one specific water tank, and it will obviously distribute, as the name says, to the other production facilities that need water on this entire map. That will save a lot of time, but we have to continue to make that filled with water. So we are going to fill it up here. It's supposed to rain until 10 o'clock this morning ish, so we're going to keep filling this water up until then. Now it's going to take a long time to fill this, and that's just what we're going to have to do. I wanted to bring in a semi truck maybe and bring in a big tanker, but at the end of the day, I don't think that the terrain is there yet for us to be able to smoothly drive through these things, meaning I might have to cut down a couple other trees or such, but until then, we're just going to keep filling this up. Now the rain has passed. As you can see, we are going to take this water and put it back into the container one last time, and we are nowhere close to having enough water, or to filling it up, should I say. But I think if we do this every day, I think we're eventually going to catch up, and I also feel like maybe I'm going to regret ever saying that. Now, in my town, the workers do not have to mow. Why? Because if they're mowing, then they're not baking breads and pizzas and things for us to eat. So let's mow the lawn. That's the least we can do, right? Now this tractor is a little big, and as such, you'll understand why I'm about to completely run over this flower pot. I'm not getting out. I'm not going to move your stuff. I'll mow your lawn, but you have to make sure that you clean up first, or I'll destroy everything. Now with the mowing done, and as you can see, that other pot wasn't such an isolated incident, we are going to grab the tedder, get these all into rows so they're easy to pick up, and then obviously pick up all the grass. Now while we ted this grass, I'll let you know that today we got the water distributor as a recommendation. We got a pub as a recommendation, but we're not going to be able to put a pub in because we can't make beer. So first we have to make beer. So we're going to put a brewery in, and then we will put the pub in after we start distributing the beer. Now, the windrower did an okay job. We've got a small windrower. That is because we have to fit into so many tight spaces here. But we're going to pick this up. We're going to grab the grass here and give it to our cows first. They're pretty good. So I don't think we're going to even get half of this to the cows. We'll throw the rest of it in the silo. But the real reason we're picking this up is we got to attract people to come to our town. And if it looks like a shanty town, they're not going to do it. So we have to pick up after ourselves. That's just another added challenge to this whole series. Now I say that to also say this. We are on a 5-day-a-month schedule right now. I may bump that up because as you see, each production is going to incur more things. Obviously, we're going to have to buy some bulk items to get some of these stores and everything like that running and these production facilities running. But at the same time, we also need the time to do it and to distribute all these things. So that's going to be something that we're going to work with here in this series. All right, now we have finished-ish with the grass pickup, and it's getting decently late. It's 5:30. We may continue this or we may just leave it and pick it up for hay, who knows. But the thing is, we have to get a brewery in here before the end of this episode, so let's get to that now. All right, and one final thing, as promised, here is the brewery that we have. We're gonna probably put it over here. I can see that maybe on the other side of these trees. That's perfect. And then we will put a road here. And this is probably going to outline our town in terms of how far we're going to go out. So everything between here and the brewery we just placed is probably going to be our main town. Now this main road is big. We want to make these a little smaller than the main road. The main road's going to have faster traffic, whereas this is going to have slower traffic, you would assume, being in a neighborhood. We'll hook that up there, and we'll also get the pizzeria to add here. And that will be our video for today. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and I hope to see you in the next video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pioneer series here on The Herd. Today, we are headed to the shop in the other town. We have to buy some chicken feed. We haven't been able to get the fields properly done yet, so we are going to buy some chicken feed here just to keep our chickens alive. Today, also, we are going to be making another field, which is really exciting for us because we're going to need a lot of crops to get a lot of these production facilities going. In addition to that, we also bought this trailer. We're going to use this trailer. We're going to put the chicken feed in the trailer and transport it over to our chickens. But this trailer is going to have a lot of different uses around the farm. This is a big buy for us. And as you can see, it's not a huge trailer. It doesn't have to be. We still have some little tight spots that we have to fit. We have to go through trees at times. So we don't want to get the biggest things available, but this is about as big as we want to go. Now back here at the farm, we are going to feed the chickens. They love this wheat and we hate buying it. So like I said, today we are going to plow up a field, and that is going to be where we harvest most of our chicken food, our wheat. And also, hopefully we have a little bit of extra so that we can throw some other production facilities the wheat that they may want, like beer. Speaking of beer, we're going to give Farm Sim Universe the first beer, and it's on the house. It's on the town, I guess. That sounds like a really important beer. He made the suggestion to get the brewery. He's going to be the first one that drinks the pub beer. I just wanted to throw that out there so he knows I didn't forget about him. Now with the chickens fed and the cows fed, everybody is happy here with the circle of life that we have just performed. Now we are going to get these products, these produce, to the grocery store so that we're able to feed our people that are working so hard on this town for us. Now, I just wanted to bring you guys along on this ride to show you the progress that we've made from this level. We always look at an overview level, but we've passed a lot of things: the trailer park, the pizzeria, the bakery. Now we arrive at the grocery store. We are going to drop all this off so that our citizens can come into the grocery store and purchase these items that we have for them so that, you know, they can live. It's what you need. You need food. All right, now as long as we're over here, let's put a couple houses in, right? A couple residential houses anyway. Put these right over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start building from this way and kind of start building this main road up, but leaving gaps at times so that we can drive a road through it, right? We got to connect these two roads. We're also going to put this sidewalk in. Put this sidewalk in so our pedestrians can walk down the road safely. And then we'll just we'll go over this if we have to when we need a road. But right now it's fine. And this guy's going to need a neighbor, so let's give him a neighbor real quick. Put him right next door. And they're going to need a place to park their car, so we'll give them a driveway real fast as well. And see, we'll just drive over the road when we have to. There's a shared driveway space, and you know what? Let's be nice. Let's give them a little canopy here for their. Nope, that's too big. There you go, perfect. And now there we go. 2 people living in town. Now, I got ahead of myself and I forgot, and I plowed an entire perimeter around this field. So we're going to pick up the grass that's outside of it and inside of it. We're going to do that first, like we were supposed to do. Okay, now the mowing is done. As you can see, we are now going to go grab a tedder, get these into rows, and then be able to collect them for probably grass. We'll just put them away in the silo. Emergency fund, so to speak, for cows if we run out of TMR. If we ever make TMR, we haven't gotten even that far yet. We're building a town here, people. Give me a minute. Okay, now we're in the field again, and we are going to ted this up, get it into rows, collect it, and then put it in the silo. I would like today, if we can, if we still have time, to be able to plow this up as well. Now, as we're collecting grass, I just wanted to take the time to thank everybody. This is about a month and a half, 2 months that I've been on YouTube here, and everybody's been so supportive. I appreciate all the comments. And if you have any recommendations for this map in terms of production facilities that you'd like to see, let me know. We've got a brewery and we've got a new water distribution tool just because of recommendations. So if you have any, drop them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Now, back to the grind. We just got the grass all collected, and we're just going to drop this trailer right here so that we don't have to go all the way back to the farm and waste some valuable time, especially at this time of day. So we have the plow right here because remember, we messed up earlier. This will help us. We don't have to go back to the farm now. We're going to hook up to this, and we are going to plow this before we get out of here. Now, with all the field plowed and everything done, that means that this is the end of our day. This is the end of our episode. I will continue to try to do daily uploads of this series every day, so come back tomorrow. There's probably going to be another one. And until then, thanks for watching. Guys, welcome back to the Pioneer series here on The Herd. Today, another busy one. We start off by collecting water. What else? We do this every day, but it's something that we have to do in order to make sure that all of our production facilities continue to run smoothly. Now, today on the program, we are going to feed some chickens right after this because we don't want them to die, right? We also have to get some soil samples done for our field, and man, oh man, are you telling me about some rocks? There are rocks in this field that are the size of boulders. We are going to have to take a rock collector and grab them as well because this field hasn't been used in a really long time, and it shows. Now, a little after 10 o'clock in the morning, and we are done hauling all this water. Well, we're not done. We're never going to be done, but this is what we'll need for the day. So a couple hours here, a couple hours there of water transportation, and we'll be fine. But now we've got bigger things to do. And I'd forgotten that we fed the chickens quite a bit of wheat yesterday, so they won't need that. And we're not doing this for no reason. We have a brewery that needs this resource as well, so we are going to drive it to the silo and drop it off. Now with that done, back in the other village, and why else are we here? We're here for the store. There's not a lot of clubs here. There's not a lot of things. We'll have a pub, but as far as entertainment resources here, there's not a ton. We're here to buy one thing. That's the soil sampler, and then we're going to get to the field, get a couple soil samples for our information, and then we'll kind of have an idea of what we can maximize here. All right, now back in the farm and headed out to the field that we've got out here, and we're going to get some soil samples so that we can maximize the field out here. These fields are going to need a lot of work. This has been untouched land for a very long time, and let's just see what we're working with here. Okay, now with the soil samples done and sent to the lab, now we are picking up some lime. We're going to lime this field up and then eventually cultivate it. Probably right after we'll cultivate it, and then we'll try to get some rocks out from the field, because again, these rocks are huge. This field is largely untouched, obviously, and it's going to take a lot of work to get these fields back up and running. So it's good actually that we have a little bit of time before we have to start seeding. Okay, now the lime is on the field. That is good news. We are going to grab a cultivator next, but before I do that, just a random thought that popped into my head. We're going to need another building of some sort, because we're getting all these implements, but we're having nowhere to put them. We're having to expose them to the elements outside, which is never good. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it would be great if we would have something that, you know, we could put all these things in for storage and kind of keep it tidy. Now, what seems to be an endless loop here today in this episode, we are in the store again, and we are going to this time purchase a cultivator. We're going to head up to the field, cultivate the field, just getting this field again ready for when we can seed in a lot of months. It's a long wait. But until then, here we are in this field. We are cultivating the field, and look at the size of these rocks. We cannot roll these things back into the ground. Unfortunately, everything here while making this town is gonna have to be done the hard way, and it's because this has just been not touched for so long that the earth has just reclaimed it, and maybe that's for the better. But not for us, because we'll starve. All right, guys, finishing up the cultivating, and I'm excited and I'm scared all at the same time. I'm excited that we're making so much progress. I'm scared of these rocks. This rock collector better pick these things up, because if not, there's only one person that's going to be able to pick them up, and that's yours truly. And my back doesn't want to do that today. So the last piece of our puzzle, at least here for today, is the stone collector. We'll drive up there and hopefully collect these stones. I will wave at everybody as I go through town with a huge smile on my face. I want to make peace with everything that I can, because I want this stone collector to work. We have to be on the good side of karma here. Now back up in the field, and the rock collector seems to be working very well. We are going to get these stones out of this field. It will increase our yield, and we're just going to throw them in the silo, because I don't know what to do with them yet, and I don't really have a place to put them. But I feel like as soon as we give them away or do whatever we do with them, we're going to need them. So I'm going to put them in the silo for right now, and we will figure out what to do with them later. Now, with all the stones collected from the field, there's only one thing left to do here before we wrap it up, and that's just kind of pick up this yard. I mean, there are things everywhere here, so let's try to get this organized and tidied up just a little bit. That way we can drive around and figure things out, because the mayhem is getting to me. But look, that's where we're going to leave it this episode. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pioneer series here on The Herd. Today we are going to get this brewery up and running. We're going to grab some wheat, we're going to grab some barley, we're going to put both resources into our brewery and start producing beer, because we need some money. Our money is dwindling, and that is to be expected, but in order for us to continue expansion, we are going to have to generate some. So let's get this beer up and running so that we can sell it to other towns and make some money for us here. Also today we are going to go into what's eventually going to be our downtown, but right now it's just a big field of grass. We are going to mow and collect that grass so that we can continue making money off of it. Probably going to make some silage bales and then sell them, because again, we need to make some money here. That's the whole name of the game for the next couple episodes. Okay, now after a couple other wheat deliveries that were not shown, we are now going to go back to the store here and grab some barley. We're going to do this a couple times as well. That way we can just forget about the brewery for a while. We'll let it produce beer, and when we get the beer, we'll eventually grab it, of course, and sell it so that we can make some money for our town. Now, I'm not sure how serious we'll get with the brewery, but it is something for our town to be known for, so I think we can keep supplying this, keep getting some brews, and keep supplying our workers with some good things to drink after work, but also to make our town even more cash. Now back to everybody's favorite watering hole, where we will grab more water for the production facilities. A couple things here. One, it's not distributing to the brewery for some reason. I don't know. I'm going to have to check that out. But also, we shouldn't have to drive all the way around this way and turn around. I want to make a more direct way to get water. That will come eventually in a couple episodes. And now here, final delivery to the brewery of water. We will get this stuff working. Eventually, when we get the strawberries over here, we'll start being able to produce strawberry beer. But until then, we're just going plain with the wheat and the barley and making beer that way, one step at a time. And now a quick change of my mind. We're going to take this left side here beyond the trailer park, and I want to take the tree devourer, and I want to make a little bit of a field here. I want to eventually put sheep here. I know that we're spending more money. It's an investment, and I'm hoping that we're able to sell the wool outright, and who knows, maybe sell our own clothes and things, but that's way down the road. What we're looking to do is get the wool and then be able to sell that so that we can make money. And now, of course, we're going to mow this up because we'll be able to collect all this grass and then get some free feed for our sheep immediately, which helps a ton, because whenever you don't have to pay for food, that's just more profit in our town's pockets. Knowing what I know, I'm a little weary about taking this brush hog out here to cut this grass now. I might hit a rock, and I've seen the size of these rocks in the last couple episodes, so a little worried for my brush hog, but eventually we'll just power through this and then windrow it, obviously, and then we'll start to collect it. We'll put a lot of the grass in the silo, but we will use this to feed our sheep as well. And now, as promised, we will be windrowing this into rows so that we can obviously collect them. This windrower was purchased, I think, the first or second episode, and it's the first thing that I think is going to be upgraded here with the town's farm. It's just not wide enough. I'd like to get more rows in here, and we were trying to be cheap at the time, and that's what you get, right? That we're going to have to purchase again. And finishing up with the windrowing, and we are going to go collect this grass, put it all in all the silo, and then build our sheep pen. I'm really excited for this because the more animals we can get on this farm, the more options we have for production, and the more options we have to make money. And however many sheep we get, which I honestly don't know how many we're planning for, but whatever pen size we get and will fit in here nicely, I think we're just going to max it out immediately. And I know some people are saying, well, you can breed them, and we're just trying to get wool immediately, and then we'll figure out all the other ways, the better ways to make money off these animals. But for right now, we're trying to go immediate profit. And now, all complete with the collection of the grass, we're going to throw it up here in this silo where we throw everything else that we are not using yet. And we are going to save this here for the sheep. And now, with all of that done, we are going to start building the sheep area. All right, now we're going to see what fits in here. We want to leave these trees that are lining the road just so that the sheep get a little bit of protection from all the loud noise of the cars, and it just looks a little nicer as well. So let's flatten this area out, put this sheep pen in. It's going to hold 400 sheep. We are going to get that as soon as possible, and we are going to start feeding these things so that we can get some wool. And the really nice thing about the addition of the sheep is that the only thing it's going to cost us is the actual purchase of the sheep. The grass and the food in this case is something that we already have, so we'll just be able to fill this up. The water is something we're already getting and we don't have to pay for as well. So this will be straight profit after these purchases. And now it's 7 o'clock, right around the corner. We are going to give the sheep the water that they need for the night and probably the next night as well. But until then, we are going to leave it here for this episode. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pioneer series here on The Herd. And if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate it. You haven't missed too much. We're still in the early stages of making this town, and hopefully what will be this entire map we'll be able to make something out of. But right now we have just laid a couple roads, and we have a pizza parlor that's not in service right now, but that is being worked on. Okay, well, it's being worked on. But today what we're working on is some farm fields. We've already got one field over there in the yard. We're gonna put another field today right next to it. We still haven't built our farm, but we're getting all of the fields that we need in place now. And just so I can give you some context in terms of where we are, on the left is where we have our machine shed and things like that. There's a greenhouse over there on the left as well. This is what we call the yard. It is where we put all of our municipal buildings and town-owned equipment and things like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start by clearing out some of these trees. That way we have enough money, or have enough room, should I say, to drive around and make this field. Now with that out of the way, we are going to go back to the garage, drop this off, get a mower, and mow around this pasture. That way we can collect some more silage bales. Again, I know we're going to get cows, but I know we're also going to have a ton of silage that we're not going to need. So we might be able to sell some of this back and actually make some money after spending, I don't know, close to 2 million, I guess now, right? And now as we mow this field, I will just keep it here to show you the size of the field as we turn. On the right, you see all the silage bales that we've collected. Obviously, they're silage now. They're done fermenting. So we can take them somewhere and sell them. But we're waiting to get some cows and get some animals so that, you know, we'll be able to use the silage. But for now, it's just money that's sitting there that we don't necessarily need right now, but it's going to come in handy in the future. And now if you have any idea what we should put in this field, please let me know. I said that the last time and you guys came back with sugar beets. And I thought, you know, yeah, obviously you're going to say something that's going to be a lot of work, right? No, we need sugar to run this town. I guess I'm so naive how much sugar you actually need to run a community. Now, as we finish up mowing this plot of land here, I will just share with you a couple of the things that are on the horizon here with this series. First, we don't have a farm. We need to build a farm. And I think what I want to do is I want to put the farm over where we had our old town in the first of these series, just around the corner if you're new to this channel. But I'd like to put the farm there, and I'd like to grow this farm to be a pretty good sized farm because we're going to be feeding a lot of people. Now inside the municipal building over here at a place we like to call the yard, and there we are going to drop the mower, go down the aisle a little bit. At the very end, if you can see, we've got a windrower. Going to take that back to the field, windrow all of the grass that we just cut so that we don't spend an eternity over here in this field. And I'll get back with you when we're over in the field. Now over here in the field, windrowing it, and it's quite the size. I like the size of this field here. We'll be able to do a lot. And you ask why are you just not going to combine the two fields? Well, diversity is the name of the game here, especially since we're the only farm in town right now, especially since we need so many other things to run this place. We're going to need a little bit of everything. All right, now we are getting close and approaching the end of the windrowing job. From here, we're going to grab the baler. We're going to bale all of this up, and then we are going to wrap all of this up into silage and put it over there next to all those other white marshmallows over there in my field. And here we are, as promised, baling all this grass. I wasn't lying to you. Okay, we got to do this, and then we got to wrap it into silage, and then I'm telling you, we're probably going to end up selling a lot of this for money. And as you can see, a decent haul, especially for grass that we didn't plant. It's meadow grass, I think they call it. Basically grass that came with the map, that hasn't been fertilized, that hasn't been anything. I can't hate it. Back in the shed, and I'm never going to tell you that I'm an amazing driver when it comes to backing things up, but you know, I'm trying my best over here to not scrape the side of that tedder, and we're in. There we go. Look at that. Now we're going to grab this wrapper, we're going to go back to the field, wrap up this hay, and call it a day. And as we finish this field off and wrap more of these giant marshmallows, I just wanted to say thank you guys for checking out this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoyed the video. It really helps get this video out to more eyeballs, so really appreciate everybody's support on that. And until the next time, I'll talk to you then.